ஓகே, வெல்கம் டு ஸ்பார்க்ஸ் அகாடமி. ஸோ நம்ம இன்னைக்கு என்ன பார்க்க போகிறோம் அப்படின்னா 15ஆம் தேதி வந்து மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியரிங்கான டிகிரி லெவல் கம்பைன்டு டெக்னிக்கல் சர்வீஸ் இன்ஜினியரிங் எக்ஸாம் நடந்தது இல்லையா? ஸோ அதுக்கான டென்டேட்டிவ் ஆன்சர் கீ அப்படின்றது இப்போ நம்ம பார்க்கலாம். சரிங்களா? ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின், த பாய்சன்ஸ் ரேஷியோ ஃபார் ஸ்டீல் வேரிஸ் ஃப்ரம் ஆப்ஷன் பி 0.25 to 0.33. சரிங்களா? So second question, two shafts A and B are made of same material. The diameter of shaft B is twice that of shaft A. The ratio of power which can be transmitted by shaft A to that of shaft B is option வந்து C. சரிங்களா? So third question move பண்ணலாம். Maximum principal stress theory is known as option A, Rankine's theory. ஓகேங்களா? So fourth question, the radius of the Mohr circle gives the value of option D, maximum shear stress. சரிங்களா? So fifth question, the tensile stress in the flywheel rim due to the centrifugal force acting on the rim is given by option வந்து D, rho v square சொல்லும். சரிங்களா? So sixth one, if a sliding contact bearing is designed for 3 times the minimum value of bearing modulus, then the bearing will operate with option D, thick film lubrication அப்படின்னு சொல்லும். சரிங்களா? So question 7, the bearing characteristics number in a hydrodynamic bearing depends on option D, viscosity, speed and pressure அப்படின்னு சொல்லும். ஓகேங்களா? So eighth question, a double fillet weld joint with parallel fillet weld of length and leg B is subjected to a tensile force P. Assuming uniform stress distribution, the shear stress in the weld is given by option C, P divided by root 2 B into L. Okay. So ninth question, which of the following statement is wrong for connecting rod? Option D, the most suitable section for the connecting rod is T section சொல்லிருக்காங்க. So அது வந்து தப்பு. சரிங்களா? So 10th one, when the frictional force helps to apply the brake is said to be option D, partially self-energizing brake அப்படின்னு சொல்லும். ஓகேங்களா? So 11th question, 20-degree full depth involute profile, 19 tooth pinion and 37 tooth gear are in mesh. If the module is 5 mm, then center distance between the gear pair will be option A, 140 mm. சரிங்களா? So 12th question, when bevel gears having equal teeth and equal pitch angles connect two shafts whose axes intersect at right angle, then they are known as option D, miter bevel gears அப்படின்னு சொல்லும். சரிங்களா? So 13th one, two threaded bolts A and B of same material and length are subjected to identical tensile load. If the elastic strain energy stored in bolt A is 4 times that of bolt B and the mean diameter of bolt A is 12 mm, the mean diameter of bolt B in mm is option B, 24 அப்படின்றது கரெக்டான ஆன்சர். சரிங்களா? So fourth question, the fatigue life of a part can be improved by option D, shoot pinion. சரிங்களா? So fifth one, Oldham coupling is used to connect two shafts of option வந்து B, which have lateral misalignment. சரிங்களா? So sixth question, Euler's formula to calculate buckling load is given by option A, PC is equal to n pi square EI divided by L square. சரிங்களா? So seventh question, a simply supported beam is subjected to uniformly distributed load in its entire span. The variation of bending moment along the length of the beam is option C, parabola அப்படின்னு சொல்லும். ஓகேங்களா? So eighth question, a boiler of 1.6 meter diameter is made of 20 mm thick steel plates. The permissible steam pressure is dash if the longitudinal efficiency and the circumferential efficiency of the joint is 80% and 70% respectively. The maximum tensile stress in the steel plates is not to exceed 80 megapascal. So option வந்து B, 1.60 Newton per mm square. சரிங்களா? So ninth question, a thin walled spherical shell is subjected to an internal pressure. If the radius of the shell is increased by 1% and the thickness is reduced by 1%, with the internal pressure remaining the same, the percentage change in the circumferential stress is option D, 2. So 20th question, the transverse shear stress acting in a beam of rectangular cross section subjected to a transverse shear load option D, variable with maximum of the neutral axis. சரிங்களா? So 21, which statement is correct about unary phase diagram? Option C, pressure plotted on the vertical axis and temperature on the horizontal axis அப்படின்னு சொல்லணும். சரிங்களா? So 22nd question, a peritectic reaction occurs during following process. So option D, solidification of same alloys. So 23rd, the critical cooling rate is defined as option A, slowest rate of cooling at which all the austenite is transformed into 100% martensite. சரிங்களா? So 24th one, effect of adding cobalt in steel is contributes to red hardness அப்படின்னு சொல்லும். சரிங்களா? So 25th question, gray cast iron has the following mechanical property. Option B, low tensile strength. 26th question, the purpose of doing tempering treatment is to improve toughness. சரிங்களா? So 27th question, high speed tool steel must possess excellent red hardness and good shock resistance. சரிங்களா? So 28th question, normal crystallographic structure of nickel at all temperature is FCC. Option A. சரிங்களா? So 29th question, which is used as lining material in high temperature furnaces? Option B, alumina. 30th question, which one of the following is a polymeric material? Option A, starch. 31, which of the following is agglomerated structure? Option B, concrete. சரிங்களா? So the ceramic which possesses better fracture toughness is option C, PSZ அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். சரிங்களா? So 33rd, which material is highly magnetic? Option C, cobalt. 34th question, an ion displaced from the lattice into an interstitial site is called as option D, Frankel defect அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். சரிங்களா? 35th question, zero dimensional imperfection is also called as option D, point imperfection அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். So 36th question, in particular strengthened system the particle size is usually option A, less than 0.μm. ஓகேங்களா? So 37th question, which of the following is not the advantage of powder metallurgy? Option D, low production rate அப்படின்றது தப்பு. சரிங்களா? So 38th question, in the stress strain curve the transition occurs at a point is referred as option B, proportional limit. 39th question, the ability of a material to plastically deform in compression without fracture is referred as option D, malleability அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். ஓகேங்களா? So 40th question, best strengthening process used for better creep resistance? Option D, precipitation strengthening. ஓகேங்களா? So 41st question, so இதுக்கான ஆப்ஷன் என்ன அப்படின்னா மேட்ச் த ஃபாலோவிங் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இதுக்கான ஆப்ஷன் என்ன அப்படின்னா ஆப்ஷன் சி அப்படின்றது தான் கரெக்ட். சரிங்களா? So 42nd one, select the correct leadership styles அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. சரிங்களா? So laissez-faire, democratic, authoritarian, symptomatic diagnosis அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. So இது நமக்கு laissez-faire, democratic and authoritarian வரும். So ஆப்ஷன் B அப்படின்றது கரெக்ட். சரிங்களா? So 43rd question மூவ் பண்ணலாம். The following personal protective devices can be used by the operator to protect face during welding அப்படின்னு கேட்குறாங்க. சரிங்களா? சார் 43க்கு ஆன்சர் என்ன அப்படின்னா ஆப்ஷன் A. So 44th question, a foreman or supervisor is a vital link between option B, management and worker. 45th question, which of the following is not associated with CPM? So option C, it uses probabilistic times. சரிங்களா? So 46th question, in a CPM network the critical path is option C, shortest path. சரிங்களா? So 47th question, the number of basic variables of the general transportation problem with m sources and n destinations is feasible if the number of allocations are. 47th question answer வந்து option D, m plus n minus 1. 48th question, if there are n workers and n jobs there would be dash solution. 48th question option என்ன அப்படின்னா option B, n factorial. 49th question, inventory carrying cost can be computed by option D, average inventory into cost per item into cost of carrying inventory in percent per period. So 50th question, which among the following was the most important material handling variable path equipment அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேக்குறாங்க. சரிங்களா? So அப்போ 50th ஆன்சர் என்ன அப்படின்னா ஆப்ஷன் D, platform truck. So 51, in ABC analysis the C items are those which represents option A, 5 to 10% total expenditure on materials. 52nd question, the material handling equipment that can be used to transfer the material from one place to another place along the beam attached to the ceiling. So the option enna appadina option B, mono rail. Okay, so 53rd question, which of the following is not considered a contingency allowance? So option B, checking the machine setting. 54th question, which study is concerned with the recording, analysis and critical examination of existing and proposed way of doing work? Option C, method study. 55th question, in time study the formula to determine the number of cycles, what is the precision interval level in percent? So 55 option enna appadina option B, 1/4. 56th question, the Thermodynamics symbol hash represents option D, position. So 57th question, unit of command is followed in which one of the organization? So option A, line organization. 58th question, which of the following skills are most important in human relation? Option B. So leadership skills, motivating skills and communicating skills. 59th question, a manufacturer of motorcycles buys side box at rupees 240 each. If he manufactures it, the fixed and variable cost would be rupees 3 lakh and rupees 90 per side box respectively. If there is a demand for 2500 side box, the break even point is option A, 2000. So 60th question, according to Henry Fayol, the principles of management are option D. So that means division of work, authority and responsibility, interchangeable and remuneration. சரிங்களா? division of work, authority and responsibility and remuneration. சரிங்களா? So 61th question, for a pitot tube the stagnation pressure head is 6.8 meter, the static pressure head is 5 meter, CV is equal to 0.9 and G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Calculate the velocity and select the right option. So 61th option enna appadina option B, 10.49 meter per second. 62nd question, flow of water in a pipe having diameter above 3 meters can be measured by option C, Venturi meter. 63rd question, the ratio of forces exerted by water jet when it is made to strike a stationary flat plate held normal to it and a flat plate moving in the direction of jet at 1/3 the velocity of jet would be option B, 9:4. 64th question, efficiency of the jet of water having velocity v striking a series of vertical plates moving with velocity u is given by option B, 2u into v minus u divided by v square. 65th question, in general practice the flow ratio of a Francis turbine is found to lie in the range of option D, 0.15 to 0.30. 66th question, the degree of reaction of a Kaplan turbine, option B, greater than 0 but less than 1/2. 67th question, water hammer in pipes is due to option C, sudden stoppage of flow by the closure of valve. 68th question, the modern Francis turbine is essentially option B, a mixed flow turbine அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம். சரிங்களா? 69th question, so match the following கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. so இதுக்கான கரெக்ட்டான ஆப்ஷன் என்ன அப்படினா ஆப்ஷன் C அப்படின்றது நமக்கு கரெக்ட்டான ஆப்ஷன். சரிங்களா? so next one 17th question மூவ் பண்ணிடலாம். which of the following is not a dimensionless number அப்படினு கேக்குறாங்க. சரிங்களா? so option C, Manning's coefficient. 71, in order to avoid the tendency of separation at the throat in a venturimeter, the ratio of diameter at throat to that of pipe should be option B, 1/3 to 1/2. 72nd question, an oil of kinematic viscosity 0.5 strokes flows through a pipe of 5 cm diameter. The flow is critical at a velocity of about option A, 0.2 meter per second. 73rd question, loss of head due to sudden expansion of flow stream in a closed conduit is expressed by option A, V1 minus V2 the whole square divided by 2G. 74th question, if H is the total head at inlet and HF is the head lost due to friction, efficiency of power transmission through a straight pipe is given by option A, H minus HF divided by H. 75th question, when the pipes are connected in parallel, the total loss of head, option B, is same as in each pipe. 76th question, the loss of head due to sudden expansion of pipe is given by option C, V1 minus V2 the whole square divided by 2G. For a battleship, the normal values of metacentric height of ship should be varies between option C, 1 to 1.5 meter. 78th question move பண்ணிடலாம். A metallic piece weighs 80 Newton in air and 60 Newton in water. The relative density of the metal would be option C, 4. So 79th question, the least radius of gyration of a ship is 9 meter and the metacentric height is 0.75 meter. The time period of oscillation of the ship is option B, 20.85 seconds. 80th question, so match the following கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So அதுக்கான option correct option என்ன அப்படினா option D. So 81th question, arc blow in manual metal arc welding is caused by option B, the use of DC welding with consumable electrodes. 82nd question, it is the angle between the tool face and a line parallax to the base of the tool and measured in a plane perpendicular to the base and the side cutting edge. Option D, back and side rack angle. 83rd question, the method becoming increasingly popular for subsurface defect checking. Option D, eddy current testing. 84th question, a build-up edge is formed on the cutting tool while machining. Option A, ductile material at low speed. 85th question, riser is used in a sand casting to reduce shrinkage cavities. 86th question, aluminum is used as a pattern material for making the master pattern because of aluminum என்ன அப்படினா option B, low cost. சரிங்களா? So 87th question, distortion in sand casting is caused by option D, non-uniform thickness of walls joining in a casting. 88th question, strength of molding sand is increased with fine grain size of the sand. 89th question, the angle which raised line at the dead center makes with the cutting edges is called option B, point angle. In broaching operation, preferred hook angle for steel is option C, 15 degree to 20 degree. 91st question, the helix angle of most of the drill is option A, 30 degree. 92nd question, the work is mounted with its axis horizontal and the cutter slides carried on a saddle that moves vertically downwards as cutting procedure is called option C, gear shaping process. 93rd question, in chemical machining process, which of the following is used to remove the material? Option D, etchant. 94th question, the computer program is a previously prepared deck of option B, punched cards. 95th question, in abrasive jet machining, the most favorable grain size range from option A, 10 to 15 mu. 96th question, the control unit sends command signals to drive units of machine tools and also to the electrical control cabinet is called option D, machine control unit. 97th question, the following sheet metal operation induces shear stresses in the components. Option B, blanking. 98th question, welding process that requires no direct heat application in the joint. Option C, friction welding. 99th question, the welding process preferred to deposit higher rate of weld metal is option C, submerged arc welding. 100th question, the operation to be used to remove burr produced during the blanking or piercing operation is option C, shaving. 101 questions. What happens to the concentrations of reactants and products at equilibrium? Option C. Reactants and products remain constant. 102 question. Which statement best describes the relationship between heat transfer and work done according to the first law of thermodynamics? Option C. Heat and work are two forms of energy transfer and can be interconverted. 103 question. The equation applicable to an isothermal process is option A. Q minus W is equal to 0. 104th question. Kelvin Planck's law deals with option B. Conservation of heat into work. 105th question. Find the coefficient of performance in the condenser of a refrigerator which has a refrigeration capacity of 12,000 kilojoule per hour when power input is 0.75 kilowatt. Option D. 4.44. 106th question. Under what condition does a gas exhibit an inversion temperature during Joule-Thomson expansion? Option C. When its initial temperature is low and pressure is high. 107th question. The molecular mass of a gas is 30. Its characteristics gas constant in kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin is option D. 2.77. 108th question. In Carnot cycle, the process is carried at extremely slow speed in option D. So 1, 2, 3 isothermal compression, adiabatic compression and adiabatic expansion. 109th question. Compared to other types of coal, how does anthracite fuel rank in terms of carbon content? Option C. It has the highest carbon content. 110th question. Which statements best describes the shape of the blade in a Darius type of wind turbine? Option C. Curved like a half cylinder resembling an egg beater. 111th question. Volumetric efficiency is a measure of option D. Breathing capacity of the engine. 112th question. The thermal efficiency of an air standard Brayton cycle in terms of pressure ratio Rp and gamma is equal to Cp by Cv is given by option D. 1 minus 1 divided by Rp power gamma minus 1 divided by gamma. 113th question. What is the purpose of the reheat cycle in a steam power plant? Option D. To increase the efficiency of the plant by reheating the steam before it enters the turbine. 114th question. A diesel engine has a compression ratio of 15 and heat addition at constant pressure takes place at 6% of stroke. Find the cutoff ratio of the engine. Take gamma is equal to 1.4. Option C. 1.84. 115th question. In the operation of steam engines, the vapor cycle adopted is option B. Rankine cycle. For an Otto cycle, the increases in compression ratio leads to option D. An increase in thermal efficiency and mean effective pressure. 117th question. The capacity of the refrigerator is 280 tons when operating between minus 10 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius. Determine quantity of ice produced within 24 hours when water is applied at 20 degrees Celsius. So option B. 224.75 tons. 118th question. In a vapor compression system, the lowest temperature during the cycle occurs after expansion. Answer C. 119th question. The difference between dry bulb temperature and wet bulb temperature is called option B. Wet bulb depression. 120th question. A moist air sample has dry bulb temperature at 30 degrees Celsius and specific humidity of 11.5 gram water vapor per kilogram dry air. Assume molecular weight of air as 28.93. If the saturation vapor pressure of water at 30 degrees Celsius is 4.24 kilopascal and the total pressure is 90 kilopascal, then relative of air sample is option B. 38.5. 121 match the following கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So இதுக்கான ஆப்ஷன் என்ன அப்படினா, so நமக்கு 1 3 2 4 தான் வரும். ஸோ அதுக்கான ஆப்ஷன் இல்லை. ஸோ வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம் சரிங்களா. ஸோ 122 the usual power limit of eddy current dynamometer is option A 3000 horsepower. 123 self compensating capillary tube is used in the filled-in system thermometer to eliminate or minimize option B immersion effect. 124th question the variable head flow meters can be used for the measurement of flow of option B liquid gases and slurries. 125th question select the correct combination of blades available in thread pitch gauge having 24 blades in the pitch range of 0.25 to 6 mm for measuring ISO metric screw threads. Option B 23 for pitches and 1 with ISO profile of 60 degree. 126th question identify the instrument that uses color of light due to interference caused by diffraction of light in the gap for checking for the straightness of a surface. Option B autocollimeter. 127th question identify the instrument that is used for measuring the surface finish of a machined part using surface inspection of comparison method. Option A profilometer. 128th question the method that is excellent for checking the flatness of small lapped surface such as micrometer anvils block gauges. Option B flatness comparators. 129th question which of the following represents the type of fit for a hole and shaft pair given that hole is equal to 50 mm and shaft is equal to 50 mm. So option D interference fit. 130th question dash vernier caliper has jaws on both sides for making measurements and the jaws have knife edges faced for marking purpose. Option A type A vernier caliper. 131 question an optical flat can be employed to measure height differences in the range of option A 0.01 to 0.1 mm. 132 question in an angular measurement of a taper block using sine bar the difference of height is 100 mm and center distance between the roller is 200 mm. The taper angle is option A 30 degree. 133rd question select the characteristics that is not applicable to P chart. Option D more sensitive in detecting a shift in the process. 134th question when plus or minus 3 sigma limits are used on control chart even if the process is in full control there is a probability of dash that a point on control chart may fall outside the control limits. Option C 0.27%. 135th question ஒரு match the following கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. ஸோ இதுக்கான ஆப்ஷன் என்ன அப்படின்னா ஆப்ஷன் ஏ கரெக்டான ஆன்சர். 136th question select the quality improvement technique that maps out every conceivable event that may occur when moving from a problem statement to possible solution. Option B process decision program chart. 137th question CMM enables the location of point coordinates in a option A 3D space. 138th question which of the following commands does not belong to the measurement function library of a CMM. Option D formatting. In the process of feature extraction in a machine vision system dash is done in order to eliminate the possibility of wrong identification when two objects have closely resembling features. Option A future weighting. 140th question which of the following element is not a major elements of a coordinate measuring machine. Option C computer aided quality control. Which of the following element is not associated with computer integrated manufacturing? Option D failure mode effective analysis. 142 question what is meant by FMS? Option B flexible manufacturing system. 143 question which of the following is not related with cap system? ஸோ இதுக்கான ஆப்ஷன் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா ஸோ எல்லாமே வந்து ரிலேட்டட் தான் சரிங்களா, எல்லாமே வந்து ரிலேட்டட் தான். ஸோ நன் ஆஃப் தீஸ் அப்படின்றது ஆப்ஷன் ஆன்சராக வருது. ஸோ நம்ம டிஎன்பிசி ஆன்சர் கீக்காக வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்ப்போம் சரிங்களா. ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் 144th கொஸ்டின். த அப்ளிகேஷன் லேயர் ஆஃப் அ நெட்வொர்க் ஆப்ஷன் ஏ consists of software being run on the computer connected to the network. 145th question. Selection of the solution technique to be implemented by a computing should be made by option A, a computing system user. 146th question. Computer input device and storage device. Option A, keyboard and hard disk. 147th question. Where does a computer add and compare data? Option B, CPU chip. 148th question. Which of the following is not related with geometric modeling? Option B, cutting tool. 149th question. Which feature allows the PC to be in the phased with PLCs that directly control the process? Option A, operating interface. 150th question. Which among the following has the broadcast scope in an organization? Option A, SIM. 151st question. Which of the following is not correct in respect of manufacturing attributes? Option D, production volume and production rate. 152 question. What is the abbreviation from AGC? Option A, automated guided cart. 153 question. Computer aided drafting systems are used for option D, drawing and scaling the object. 154th question. Which of the following quantity is a vector quantity? Option A, weight. 155th question. Choose the design and manufacturing attributes. Option D, part design. 156th question. What are the two methods for deriving integral equation on the basis of finite element solution? Option B வந்து கரெக்டான ஆன்சர். ஸோ அப்போ ரெண்டும் நாலும் வேரியேஷனல் பிரின்சிபல் அண்ட் வெயிட்டட் ரெசிடுவல் மெத்தட். நெக்ஸ்ட் மூவ் பண்ணலாம். 157th question. Quickly respond to changes in product demand and customer needs is considered as an important element in option B, agile manufacturing. 158th question. Which of the following statements are true in online programming languages for robots should support? Option C, the identification of objects or position using a vision system. 159th question. In which of the following jointly the relative movement? Option. ஸோ இதுக்கு வந்து நமக்கு எல்லா ஆப்ஷனுமே கரெக்டாக இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குது. ஸோ நம்ம டிஎன்பிசிக்காக வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ ஆல் ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் ஆர் கரெக்ட் அப்படின்னு மென்ஷன் பண்ணலாம் சரிங்களா. ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் மூவ் பண்ணலாம். 160th கொஸ்டின். ஹவு மெனி சப் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷன் மேட்ரிசஸ் க்ளோஸ் எ ஹோமோஜினியஸ் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷன் மேட்ரிக்ஸ்? ஆப்ஷன் ஏ, 4. 161th கொஸ்டின். In spring controlled governor, the controlling force curve is straight line. When the balls are 200 mm apart, the controlling force is 100 Newton, and when 100 mm apart, the controlling force is 400 Newton. What is the value of controlling force when the balls are 400 mm apart? Option C, 2200 Newton. 162 question. In a simple gear train, the number of teeth on pinion and wheel are 22 and 36 respectively. The module is 6 mm. The center distance between the two gear is option B, 174 mm. 163rd question. The gear train found in clocks to connect hour hand to minute hand is option C, reverted gear train. 164th question. A disc is spinning at the rate of 20 radian per second about its axis. If the mass moment of inertia of the disc is 1 kilogram meter square and a torque of 100 Newton meter is applied about an axis normal to its angular velocity, the angular velocity of precision for the stability of the disc is option B, 5 radian per second. 165th question. Which one of the following statement is incorrect? Option B, power transmitted by wheel belt drive is lower than flat belt drive for the same condition. 166th question. A multi-plate disc clutch has 5 discs on the driving shaft and 3 disc driven shaft. The number of active friction surfaces are option D 7. 167th question. The maximum secondary unbalanced force is dash times the maximum primary unbalanced force. Option B 1 by n. 168th question. The mass moment of inertia of a binary link is 2 kg/m² and it's accelerating at the rate of 10 radian per second square. If the inertia force acting on the link is 100 Newton, then the point of application of inertia force from its center of mass is option A 0.2 meter. 169th question. In a damping system, when the mass moves slowly to the equilibrium position, then the damping is known as option A over damping. 117th question. A vibrating system consists of a mass of 200 kg and a spring of stiffness 80 Newton per mm. The circular frequency of undamped vibrations in radian per second is option A 20. 171 question. In a single degrees of freedom forced longitudinal vibrating system, the value of phase angle at resonance for all values of damping ratio is option C 90 degree. 172 question. A gun barrel of mass 1000 kg has a recoil spring stiffness of 1 lakh Newton per meter. If the barrel recoils 2 meter on firing, determine initial recoil velocity of the barrel. Option D 15 meter per second. 173 question. The upward and downward parallel forces of equal magnitude exerted by the torque wrench lever is 50 Newton and the total length of the lever is 200 mm. Find the couple exerted by the two unlike parallel forces of same magnitude. Option C 10,000 Newton mm. 174th question. Consider the following statements. The principle of superposition is applied to linear elastic bodies. The second one, body is subjected to small deformation of these statements. So இதுல வந்து எது வந்து கரெக்ட் அப்படி சொல்லி கேக்குறாங்க சரிங்களா. So 174 வந்து ஆன்சர் என்ன அப்படினா ஆப்ஷன் B. So ரெண்டுமே வந்து கரெக்ட் தான் சரிங்களா. So next one move பண்ணலாம். 175th question. In a simply supported beam of AB of span 5 meter, 2 kilonewton load is acting at a point C with 2 meter distance from the left hand support and 2 kilonewton is acting at point D 2 meter distance from the right hand support. Find the reaction at point B. Option B சரிங்களா 2 kilonewton. 176th question. Find the magnitude of the resultant force for the forces F1 is equal to F2 equal to 10 kilonewton act at a point with an angle of 90 degree and the forces are acting away from the point. Option A root of 200. 177th question. If a stone is projected vertically up, its time of flight is option C proportional to its initial velocity. 178th question. A wheel of radius 0.6 meter rolls without slip at an angular velocity of 6 radian per second. The velocity of points P and Q is dash and dash respectively, where P is the point located on the top of the wheel and Q is the resting point on the floor. The angle between P and Q is 180 degree. Option B சரிங்களா 7.2 meters per second and 0. 179th question. A stone is thrown upwards with a velocity of 5 meters per second from a bridge. If it falls down in water after 2 seconds, then the height of the bridge is option B 9.6 meter. 180th question. The center of gravity of a cylinder is at a distance of dash from its base. Option A h by 2. 181th question. Air flows over a plate 0.5 meter long and 0.6 meter wide with a velocity of 4 meter per second. Find boundary layer thickness at the end of the plate. Take gamma is equal to 0.15 into 10 power minus 4 meter square per second. Option A 8.31 mm. 182nd question. Which dimensionless parameters in commonly used to characterize the ratio of buoyancy force to viscous force in free convection heat transfer? Option D Grashof number. 183rd question. Which of the following represents the correct dimension for the heat transfer coefficient? Option B ml power minus 1 t power minus 1. 184th question. In natural convection, Nusselt number primarily depended on option C, Prandtl number. 185th question. When TCl and TC2 are the temperatures of cold fluids at entry and exit respectively, and TH1 and TH2 are the temperature of hot fluid at entry and exit point, and cold fluids has lower heat capacity rate as compared to hot fluid, then effectiveness of the heat exchanger is given by option D, TC2 minus TC1 divided by TH1 minus TC1. 186th question. For what value of end temperature difference ratio theta 1 by theta 2 is the arithmetic mean temperature difference 5% higher than the log mean temperature difference? Option B, 2.2. 187th question. A chemical having specific heat of 3.3 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin following at the rate of 20,000 kilogram per hour enters a parallel flow heat exchanger. The flow rate of cooling water is 50,000 kilogram per hour. The heat transfer area is 10 meter square and the overall heat transfer coefficient is 1050 watt per meter square Kelvin. Find the number of transfer of unit. Option C, 0.572. 188th question. How is the NTU related to the effectiveness of a boiler? Option C, epsilon is equal to 1 minus e power minus NTU. 189th question. Heat is mainly transferred by conduction, convection and radiation in option D, condensation of steam in condenser. 190th question. A solid copper sphere of a 10 cm diameter is suddenly immersed in a well-stirred fluid which is maintained at uniform temperature. The heat transfer coefficient between the sphere and the fluid is H is equal to 200 watt per meter square Kelvin. Determine the Biot number. 190th answer என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா 7.41 into 10 power minus 3. 191th question. A hot plate 1 meter into 1.5 meter is maintained at 300 degrees Celsius. Air at 20 degrees Celsius blows over the plate if the convective heat transfer coefficient is 20 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Calculate the rate of heat transfer. Option A, 7.2 kilowatt. 192 question. What is the unit of a thermal resistance? Option C, Celsius per watt. 193rd question. Assuming the sun as a black body having a surface temperature of 5750 Kelvin, find the total energy emitted by the sun. Option A, 4.513 into 10 power 25 watt. 194th question. Planck's law provides the foundation for which branches of physics? Option D, quantum mechanics. 195th question. How does the reflectivity of a white body is compared to that of a black body? Option D, white bodies have higher reflectivity than black bodies. 196th question. Calculate the maximum wavelength for an industrial furnace in the form of a black body and emitting radiation at 2500 degree Celsius. Option D, 1.045 mu m. 197th question. Most of the correlations in heat transfer can be applied to mass transfer under similar condition by replacing Nusselt number by option A, Sherwood number. 198th question. Air at 1 atmospheric and 25 degrees Celsius containing small quantities of iodine flows with a velocity of 6.2 meter per second inside a 35 mm diameter tube. Calculate the Schmidt number. Option D, 1.87. 199th question. How does the analogy between heat and mass transfer aid in engineering calculations? Option C, it provides a method to estimate mass transfer coefficients from heat transfer data. So 200th question. What does the Lewis number represents in mass transfer? Option B, ratio of thermal diffusivity to mass diffusivity. சரிங்களா? ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு டென்டேட்டிவான ஆன்சர் கீ தான் வந்து பார்த்துருக்கோம். ஸோ ஃபைனல் ஆன்சர் கீ வந்து நம்ம TNPSC விடுவாங்க. ஸோ அப்போ வந்து நம்ம என்னென்ன ஆன்சர் கீஸ் அப்படின்றத நம்ம செக் பண்ணலாம். சரிங்களா? ஸோ தேங்க்யூ.